Oh, that's sweet. What are you doing here?
What are you doing?
I just get this message. You come in and do this and do that. I say, yeah.
This lady is 96 years old.
Oh, she's been,
Yeah, and she won the award last year.
Oh, right.
She's computer literate and she does all her texting and everything.
Brilliant.
Or all her emailing and everything on the internet.
She's 96 today.
Yeah.
Today?
Today, her 96th birthday.
Oh, sure.
So they're launching the thing for next year, for benefit this year. I don't know who's going to win it this year. We'll see. Maybe we might.
And,
You see, I think that'd be a great thing. If the two of you won the Silver Surfer Awards, the publicity would be
great.
yeah, you have two silver heads anyway.
There you go.
That's right. That's why they call it silver surfers in the grey hair.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. I'm sitting here with Tom Jordan and Jim Bartley. Well, I'm actually sitting here with Jim Bartley and Tom Jordan from Stars of Pearse City. Lads, you're here for the 3 Age Action Ireland Silver Surfer Awards 2010.
Correct.
That's right, yeah.
We have a 96-year-old woman who's addicted to the internet outside, and I've got two of Ireland's most recognisable faces in here. Tell me why you would come down on a day like this to talk about age action maybe, and why the internet is important.
Well, personally, I like to get involved, and it's part really when they're in the situation that we're in, sort of in the media, that we can lend assistance to an idea like this and a subject like this, is that to be aware of what benefit it is, and especially to this lady who's 96, right, and who can surf away, which is more than I can do. Right?
Really?
You know? Yeah, I'm text on the phone, but ask me, I didn't know how to turn on a computer. Right. Now I know somebody mentioned the international on button, right? And I said, what's that? I said, it's that little blue thing with the little line down in the middle. I said, could they not just put on or off? You know, that's how literate I was.
Right.
So Tom now is absolutely dead on about all this stuff.
Tom, are you at home Googling yourself?
Yes.
What's the latest review on Fair City?
Well, all sorts of things, not just Fair City, but you know, I get everything I want on the internet. I mean, I get all the international news, I get home news, I get opinions from people all around the world. I do all my business on online banking, everything else is all done electronically, which saves me a lot of hassle. I never have to queue up to go anywhere.
Well, it saves you a lot of time, because I know the Fair City is a gruelling schedule. I don't think enough people respect that.
Yeah, well, it can be gruelling at times, right? But also, you see, if you want to go away on a holiday or something, the net is there, and you can surf it, and you can find the best accommodation at whatever you're prepared to spend. So there's all that, and then money you can save yourself. And also, you can book a plane and go away very quickly if you wish to do so. There are all sorts of short-term bookings there, very good money. So there's all that. But apart from that aspect of it, the thing I feel about age action is that we need it. You know, people our age need age action, and I think age action is doing for the older person today what the feminist movement did for women in the 70s.
Okay.
You see, we're very discriminated against in society, and the journalists, with all due respect to yourself, very often when something comes up in the paper about pensions and things like that, we're seen as some sort of a liability.
Right.
We're not.
No.
We have a lot to offer, and we do, and we're certainly no liability on anybody. But we're automatically put into that category, and something has to be done about it. We've become the invisible generation, and it's like the story of the lady going to the doctor and saying to the doctor, I have a terrible pain in my left knee, and he's saying to her, well, what do you expect, you're 80? And she said, well, my right knee is fine, and it's 80 as well. So, like, it's an attitude of mine towards older people, that you get old, you're going to get sick, and you're going to die. Well, everyone's going to die, but very often elderly people are, you know, they need hospitalisation because they have an operation that can cure them or whatever, but very often they're put on a long list because, well, they're not as important as, say, a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old or whatever. And they're every bit as important.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think what Age Action is doing is wonderful, because the more older people that go on the net and get computer literate, it enables them, it empowers them, it gives them a voice in the world, and they can get their opinions out there. And it's to be encouraged, and that's what Age Action is doing.
This lady who's getting the award today, is her name?
It's Marguerite Faulkner.
Marguerite
She was
Faulkner.
the winner of last year's award.
Well done, Margaret. But I'm going to get her to give me classes. Right? So, I think I just get to that age now where,
Absolutely.
Marguerite,
I want to know what's happening online. Tell me about, very briefly about Fair City. You've both got some interesting storylines on at the moment, but are you still enjoying it? I mean, you're, 20 years in?
Yeah.
I remember meeting you guys at the launch of Fair City outside the Mansion House years ago. That's like 20 years ago.
Well, he's in it 21 years. I'm in it 20.
Yeah.
You know? I'm only a blow-in.
Only a blow-in.
20 years. Yeah, the storylines I have... excellent storylines just coming up now, involving very domestic disputes and a touch of violence as well in the home, which has been handled in the reverse order, not male on female and female on male, and that's developing into a very serious storyline at the moment. So I'm looking forward to that, if you know what I mean. Looking forward to the work and the performances that you can get out of that. You know.
And for, excuse the phrase, older gentlemen, do you have an input into what your storylines are going to be with the writers, or are you kind of going, now lads, come on?
Make a suggestion.
No, we can suggest things, obviously, but we're not creative writers, we're actors. You know?
Absolutely.
We give us the script and we do it.
Yeah.
As for getting bored with it, no, impossible.
No, impossible.
You see, the stories change so often. I mean, when Jimmy first came into it, he's totally different. His character is different now than it was 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
As indeed is my character, totally different he was. But that's life. I mean, people change.
So they mellow and they adjust.
Whatever, you know. And Fair City reflects, reflects life. It does actually reflect life in the city. And so you don't get bored. You can't get bored. Sometimes I suppose sometimes the storyline's not great or something, but you're working, and you're getting out there, and that it's not always a joy. Sometimes you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter, and you're in filming 4 days a week, and you're in it every morning at 7 o'clock, and you're not getting out until 7:30, maybe 7 o'clock that night.
And you do night shoots in the winter about 10 o'clock at night, freezing rain. It can be very glamorous.
It can be very up to your tonsils in frost and dirt. But so there is that aspect of it. Yes, it can be. But generally speaking, it's very interesting work. We're very fortunate to have it, and we do enjoy doing it. And of course, it's great to be in your 70s and working.
One of the bits of feedback I have for both of you that I've heard from a lot of the extras who work on Fair City is that you're both very approachable and very respectful, and you'll give the wave and whatever when you're not working and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So fair play to you.
They're all part of it.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people, television is probably the most technical medium you can work in. I mean, for Fair City, the number of people involved, but the end product you see on the telly is you see Jim Bartley or Tom Jordan or whoever out there acting, and that's what the punter sees. But behind them, there's an army of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the lads, the prop lads, who make sure that
stage
we have
crews, props.
or we're supposed to have a cup of coffee in front of us, or we're supposed to have a drink, or whatever. It's there if we're supposed to have a letter, or it's there. This is their job. Then you're designing everything.
The wardrobe, making sure that each change out during the day.
They make sure that you're doing 4 episodes. You don't
stage managers, assistant directors.
Like you can start off in the morning doing scenes from one episode, and then in the afternoon you're doing scenes from a different episode. So you're changing costumes all the time. There's someone there to do that. Make sure that you're right. And then you have people up in the office who are planning the schedule to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time. And that scene, while this scene is going on in sound stage A, there's other scenes being shot up on the mini lot, and people are in the right place. So there's all that aspect.
But it's all part, and you have really got to work well. You have to work together, well together. And that's why when the extras are out there, as we call them, our support colleagues, our sporting actors, we call them. And of course, but they're there, and they know they're so good at what they do. They've been doing it for a long time, and they know. They only have to be told, and that they can adjust and
find our marks.
No problem.
How often do you get shouted "Hello Bella" or "Hello Charlie" in the supermarket? Does it
all
happen
the
a lot?
time. All the time.
Do you mind?
And if it happens to me in my local, if I'm called Bella in my local, it means whoever's saying that is a tourist.
Right. And it's really the ejected.
It's not a local. No.
It all of that comes with the job, and generally speaking, I may say, with very few exceptions, people are absolutely marvelous. and they appreciate what you do. They love it. You know, they really do. They really love Fair City, and it's been going for so long. I know people come up to me who grew up with it. They've been watching it since they were children, and now they're young adults. And we're still there.
I had great grannies who were watching me since I was a child.
Yeah, that's true. That's the other way.
My granny loves you. That's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I hear too.
Saying, Hey Bella, my granny loves you.
Oh.
My mammy loves you. But that's
Granny magnet.
So the 3 Silver Surfer Awards, they're on in November. People can nominate now. Jim Bartley and Tom Jordan, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.